Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I make several videos a week all about cruelty-free beauty, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I hope you will please consider subscribing. Now we're just going to be doing another in my 5 looks 1 palette series, and today is going to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. So let's just get right into it. I've already set my eyeshadow primer with the shade Fresh, so I'm first going to start out with the shade Twig on a little small crease brush from e.l.f. Just going to start placing that in my crease. It's been a while since I've touched this palette, and I thought it would be perfect to use for a video like this where I take it back out and use it 5 different times, doing 5 different looks with it. And I feel like this is probably a palette that many people have in their collection, and maybe this video will inspire someone to pull out their palette and use it again if they haven't used it in a while. Then again, this might be your everyday go-to palette. Okay, I'm going to take this flat eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to go into the shade Dystopian. I'm just going to put that on the outer and my inner corner. I'm going to do kind of like a halo eye. Kind of stamping that in first, and then put a little bit of that on this inner corner as well. This is a really pigmented shade because I'm not picking up much at all on my brush. Then I'm going back to that crease brush that I had, and I'm just going to go around the edges of that deep shade. To kind of blend out any harsh lines. Okay, I'm going to go in with the shade Ember on my finger and place that right in the center. This looks like it had maybe like a brassy color, maybe that's a better word for it. Just kind of go around that a little bit too with that same little crease brush. Okay, I'm going in with the shade Steampunk next. And I'm just going to take that on this small angled brush from e.l.f. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that shade. And I'm going to spray that with, this is LA Colors Hydrating Little Face Mist. This is a little mini size. I'm going to spray my brush with that. And I'm going to put that right in the very center of that Ember shade. And just kind of lightly tap around the edge of that a little bit. Just a little. Okay, I'm going to quickly do the rest of my face off camera, and I'll come right back to do the lower lash line. Now, I did go ahead and put a liner in my waterline, and that is the Kathleen Lights and Il Makiage Longwear Eye Pencil, and this one is in the shade Super Trooper. But I'm going to go back into the shade Dystopian, and I'm going to use that angled brush from e.l.f. I'm going to keep that on this outer edge, like the outer half of my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the shade Twig on that same brush, and I'm putting that on the beginning half of my lower lash line, meeting to that deepest shade right there in the center. I'm going to put these two down first because I am going to go in with a shimmer also on my lower lash line. I'm going to put these down first. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with Steampunk, keeping that same brush, and I'm going to put that right in the center. Take some over here. I got picked up quite a bit of that. Just gonna keep that right in the center of my lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of Pearl, just a teeny amount because that one has like a pinky, but I just kind of want to put it right in here just to brighten things up. These shimmers are beautiful, so even just picking up a little bit, you can use it on both eyes. Right, and then just going to take the excess and swoop it up into that beginning portion of my crease. And I'm just going to put mascara on the lower lash line, and this eye look will be all done. Okay, and here are the eyes all done. Okay, and that is look number 1 all done, and just really quickly I will say what is on the rest of my face. For foundation, I'm using the Revolution Super Dewy Skin Tint in the shade Fair. For concealer, I'm wearing the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer, and mine's in the shade Fair Neutral. And for mascara, I'm wearing the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara. For my false eyelashes, the LA Colors Dramata Lash Extra, the Mink Effect lashes, and they're in a packaging like this. And these are in the style Va Va Boom. I'm also continuing to test out a product from my Oni. This is the Everlasting 2-in-1 Lash Glue Liner, where it's just one of those where you can just put your lashes on over the top of it and it just works like lash glue. I am continuing to test this out. I first tried this out in my video that went up on Wednesday of last week, and I wanted to keep filming with it and keep trying it out just to get my final thoughts on it. For my blush and highlighter, I am wearing Charlotte Tilbury's Beauty Light Wand, and for the highlighter, it's in the shade Spotlight, and for the blush, in the shade Pinkgasm. And for the lips, I'm wearing the Joa Beauty Lip Candy Auto Lip Liner in the shade Pink Nude, as well as the Milani matte lipstick in the shade Pleasure. I think these are Color Fetish matte lipsticks or something like that. But that is everything for look number 1. Stay tuned for look number 2. I'm going to start out with the shade Bloom on a fluffy eye blender brush from e.l.f. I'm just going to put that in my crease, and I'm going to also put it all over my lid as well. I'm going to get it in that crease first. I'm just going to be doing a very simple only mascara look today. I have some errands I have to run later on this afternoon, like grocery shopping and stuff, so I just wanted to keep it kind of simple. Then I'm just going to take an eyeshadow brush like this from e.l.f. and I'm going to go back into that Bloom shade and just put that all over the lid. This is a pretty shade. I love that a shade like this was included in this palette because the rest of the palette is pretty neutral, so I like that there's like a little pop of color. And then I'm just going to go back to that blending brush and just kind of blend where I put that a little bit. Then I'm going to take the shade Rose Quartz on my finger, and I'm just going to go over that shade that I put on my lid. Now I'm just going to go back to my blending brush and just blend around that a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to do my other eye and the rest of my face off camera, and I'll be right back to finish up the lower lash line. I'm going back in with the shade Bloom on that same little eyeshadow brush that I was using and just dip into that just a little. Run that on my lower lash line. And on that same brush, I'm going to take the shade Pearl, put that on the inner corner. I'm going both sides because this is a pretty pigmented shimmer. All of these shimmers in this palette are very pigmented. And then just swoop that up some. Okay, I'm just going to put some mascara on my lower lash line and these eyes will be all done. Okay, and I just quickly put in my ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Peach Fuzz. I just put that in my waterline. But here are the eyes all done. Okay, and here is look number 2 all done, and just real quickly I'll say what's on the rest of my face. For my foundation, I'm wearing the Joa Crystal Glow Tinted Luminizer. Now this one is in the old packaging, but I had just a little bit left in here and I was wanting to use it up completely. I'm trying to finish it. I need to use it daily so I can get rid of it because I just have a little bit left. Same thing with my concealer. I'm still using that Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair Neutral. And for my blush, I mixed 2 shades of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes in the shade Hope and Bliss. I just mixed the 2 of these together. I have 2 little minis here of these. I just mixed them together to give me this more, like, this really pretty everyday look. I love these 2 shades. These 2 and the shade Happy are my favorites. For my top lashes, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty Mascara, and for my lower lashes, I'm wearing the Cali Ray Mascara. And on my lips, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Joy. But that is everything, so stay tuned for look number 3. Okay, I'm going in with this shade right here on a blending brush from e.l.f. I'm going to start putting that in my crease. I've been doing shimmery looks for the past 2 times, so today I want to keep this look all matte. And I've been wanting to use this gray shade. Okay, and then I'm going to take a detail crease brush from e.l.f. I'm going to go in with this black shade right here. I'm just dipping into that a couple of times and then just kind of stamping it out on this outer edge. Actually, no, I'm going to switch to a flatter brush first to put that black shade down. This is a very pigmented black shade. This would be perfect for using for liner. Then I'm going to go back to that small little detail crease brush and go right in between where that black shade meets that gray shade. I'll pick up more of that gray shade slate and kind of go in that spot too, just to help blend out that black shade. Then I'm going into the shade Fresh on a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my lid. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do my other eye and the rest of my face off camera, and I'll be right back to do the lower lash line. Okay, I decided not to put anything on my lower lash line as far as eyeshadow, so the only thing I have is the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Blackout. And then for my mascara, I'm just wearing the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water mascara. So here are the eyes all done. So there we have look number 3, and I'll just quickly say what's on the rest of my face. For my foundation and my concealer, I'm wearing the same two that I've been wearing this whole time. I'm trying to use these up. It's the JOA Crystal Glow Tinted Luminizer and the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. I'm trying to use these up, so I'm using them daily. And for my lashes, first I am wearing this Ioni Everlasting 2-in-1 Lash Glue Liner, as well as a pair of lashes from Ioni. These are from their Bridal Suite collection. These are called Something Blue, which are the fluffy full cat eye, and they're in a packaging just like that. And for blush, I mixed 2 different shades. I first used the LYS Higher Standards Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Grateful. And then I mixed that with Rare Beauty's Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in the shade Hope. I just mixed the 2 of these together. And for my lips, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty Matte Lip Liner and the matching lipstick in the shade Gifted. But that is everything for look number 3. Stay tuned for look number 4. I'm going to take the shade Birch on a blending brush from e.l.f. and then just put that in my crease. There's only a few shades that I haven't used yet. So I'm going to, between today and tomorrow, my 4th and 5th looks with this palette, I want to try to use the rest of them. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the shade Dystopian on an eyeshadow brush. Okay, one swipe of that, start stamping that on this outer corner. Now, I am going to be wearing false eyelashes with this look today, but I know not everybody likes those. So tomorrow for my 5th look with this palette, I am going to be doing a look that's a little more simple with just mascara. So hang in there with me if you don't like falsies. Okay, I'm going to go back to that first blending brush and then just slightly blend around that edge. Okay, then I'm going in with the shade Teak, and I'm going to take that on my finger and we'll put that on the inner portion of my lid. You know, this would make a very pretty one and done shade. Again, blending around that shade. Now I am going to take a little bit of the shade Steampunk on a really teeny tiny concealer brush from e.l.f. And I'm going to place that on this really inner portion of my lid. I'm going to touch up a little bit of that Dystopian shade, just a little bit. Kind of deepen that back up where it kind of faded a little bit when I was blending. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do the other eye and the rest of my face off camera, and I'll come right back to do the lower lash line. Okay, the only thing I put in my waterline is the ColourPop and Raw Beauty Kristi Crim Gel Liner. This one is in the shade Woodsy. I don't think you can get this one anymore, but just any brown will do. I'm going to go back in with the shade Dystopian. I'm just going to pick up a very small amount of that. And I'm only going to put it on the outer half of my lower lash line. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of Pearl on that same little brush. Just a small amount, because this does have kind of a pinky tint, but I just want to brighten that inner corner just a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to put on some lower lash mascara, and then these eyes will be all done. Okay, and here are the eyes all done. And there we have look number 4 with this palette. I'll just really quickly go through what's on the rest of my face. As I've been using in all of these looks, I am trying to use up some of my products that I've had for a while. This is the Joa Crystal Glow Tinted Luminizer and then my Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. For my mascara, I'm wearing the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara. For my blush, I'm wearing the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in the shade Truth. And for my lips, I'm wearing the Believe Beauty Long Lasting Lip Liner in the shade So Chic, just a really beautiful red. And over that, I have the Milani Keep It Full Max Plumping Lip Lacquer in the shade Swipe Right, which, if you've ever used these do have like that stinging feeling. I love that, but I know some people don't, so I did want to bring that up. But here is look number 4. Stay tuned for look number 5. Okay, I believe the only shades I haven't used yet are Cinder and Cyborg. I could be wrong, but I think those are the only 2 shades from the palette that I haven't used. But first, I'm going to start out with the shade Birch, and we'll take that on a blending brush from e.l.f. And I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm going to be doing a pretty simple look today. I am just going to be using mascara. With these videos, I like to do at least 2 or 3 looks with mascara each time because I know not everyone likes false eyelashes, but it goes without saying that any of the other looks, you can totally skip the false eyelashes. Okay, I'm going to take the shade Cinder next on my finger. I'm just going to place that all over my lid. I might have used this shade. I'm not sure about this one. But I believe this one and Cyborg were the only ones I hadn't done a look with, so they were going to be the ones I used for today, for my 5th and final look with this palette. Okay, I'm going to go back to that blending brush and just blend around that shimmer shade. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Cyborg, and I'm going to put that right in the very center of this shade. These are really beautiful shimmers in this palette. And I think this palette has been discontinued now. I could be wrong about that. Because I found mine at TJ Maxx. Just taking that blending brush and going around it. Actually, to be honest, I found the majority of my ABH palettes at TJ Maxx. And that is literally the eye look, so I'm just going to quickly do the other eye and the rest of my face off camera, and I'll be right back to finish up the lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to go in with the shade Birch on a small angled brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line. And on that same brush, I'm going to take the shade Pearl and put that on the inner corner. Okay, I'm just going to put some mascara on my lower lash line and the eyes will be all done. Okay, and here are the eyes all done. Okay, and there we have the 5th and final look with this palette, and I'll just quickly say what's on the rest of my face. I'm wearing the Merit Complexion Stick in the shade Cream, the Merit Bronze Balm in the shade Quince, the Merit Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava, the Merit Flush Balm in the shade Stockholm, Merit's Tubing Mascara, and Merit's Signature Lipstick in the shade Millennial. I just wanted to do a full face of Merit with the exception of the eyes, but there is look number 5. And there you have all 5 looks. I thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.